Ahoy there, mateys! Welcome aboard the Riff Raff podcast. We are the pirates of the neuro-spicy waters. Come along with us and hoist the sail. We're navigating life through story and tale. We'll help you embrace the way you're wired, sharing laughs and lessons to get you inspired. If you join us, we will help you see there are a lot of ways to sail the neuro-spicy sea.
Record and words. I like it. Speaking
I've got a full thing of water. We're good. No coffee,
is there
though.
Caffeine in the water?
There should be. We should put caffeine in the water. That would be
everybody?
good.
So all the people who are undiagnosed ADHD all of a sudden go, whoa, that's super cool.
It's like, life is good.
Yeah, life is even. Good morning and welcome to Across the Desk. We are the Riff Raff Pirates, coming at you about all things neurospicy. And once again, we were saying something great and we just went, all right, apparently it's time to begin. So we have. Today's a bit of a mosh pit in a good way because we always come in with a plan. And then what we try and be is reactive in a positive way, that if an event has come up or a situation has come up or whatever. Oh, Sydney's disappeared. Uh-oh. Speaking of sensory issues, I can't sense Sydney. Hello. So today's topic coming in was, and we can mosh this up, was sensory issues, which I have to tell you I have a story about. And then there's also disability pride, which Elizabeth had massive confusion about because I'm like, can we just do pride? Where's all the pride coming from?
Yeah. We'll go more into detail in that in a bit.
See, that's why we're gonna. So, this tells you about how each of us shows up rather differently. So, Sydney Elaine Butler.
Elizabeth.
You don't know all my names.
I was like,
middle name Anne.
Isn't Anne in there?
Anne is in there. I'm Elizabeth Ann Isabella Ferris Plouffe.
You see, I actually knew that, but I didn't know the correct order.
Yeah.
Nobody does. My husband doesn't even get it right. Santa!
Sorry I'm late.
The Arctic LARPer is interloping. I love it.
Okay, we had an electrical inspector have to come today because of the work we're doing. You never can control when they show up, so...
I'm supposed to have somebody come and look at my driveway. I have asked them several times to either text or something, and I've not received a single thing. So if he shows up to look at my driveway.
Through no asphalt of your own.
I'll knock him on his asphalt. That's a whole nother situation. We're trying some new stuff today, Paul.
I see that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Some new options came up, and we thought we would be funsies.
Toys.
And then,
had to touch the buttons.
I'm that kid. If it says do not enter or don't touch, like you will die, I'll be like, but will I?
But yeah.
A chance worth taking.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. So speaking of nonsensical topics, poor Paul is going, it's going to be a day. So our topic for today, what's that?
I looked good, and then I went outside, and now I'm sweating.
Why would you go outside?
Electrical inspector.
Jerk. Like, for context, folks, we are all coming to you from southern-ish Ontario, and we are in the middle of what can only be described as Satan's tush unleashing all over.
No, armpit. It's the armpit.
Armpit. I think any
it's pretty hairy.
That gives off heat is active right now. So what are we at?
One of the crevices of one of Satan's crevices.
Yeah, we are in the crevice of Satan. Mine only says 26, but then apparently feels like 38 or something.
Yeah, and it's going to 35.
Yesterday,
yeah,
it felt like 50 at one point.
No, I turned 50 last year. It's worse than that.
Okay, you're speaking to somebody in menopause, so all y'all just bit. Because if you want to talk about walking around in Satan's armpit, welcome to hormones. Not what we're talking about today. So we had started out talking about sensory issues, which I already have a story because I had a huge issue getting ready this morning. And then it is also Disability Pride, which Elizabeth had some confusion about, which is probably worth. So we're going to do a mashup. Are we on board with the mashup? I feel like they go together.
We started with a mashup. Like you lay the path, and we'll say the words.
I will breadcrumb the shit out of that.
Woohoo! Okay. As long as they're gluten free.
Damn straight.
I never go straight.
I have to share because two of the people on this podcast, we're going to do introductions, but two I have selfies with at the Big Apple. And I have to tell you, the Big Apple is one of my favorite places on the planet. I have no idea why. And we're not talking New York. It is a tacky apple place.
But not a taffy apple, because that would be better.
Oh, they have those too.
They do.
Oh, they have those too.
Oh my!
If you could put the word apple with it, they have it.
They've done it.
Do they have apple bottom jeans?
Ooh.
Oh, they should.
The boots with the fur.
Well done, Paul. So the Apple place is outside.
I'm hip on the inside.
In the inside.
Right, put on makeup. This is just coming off anyway. Oh God, that was awesome. Paul, you have no idea how much I needed that. We're 6 minutes in. We've talked about nothing that's
as it
useful.
goes. As it goes.
It's a Seinfeld podcast. Let's go.
Oh, we're coming to it, folks. I swear to God. So I was at the Apple place yesterday. I had to drive my husband to get his new truck. And I'm thrilled to bits and pieces because we are across Southern Ontario, and I mean that. So Paul joins us from
Windsor.
Maddie joins us from
Real Eastern Ontario, just an hour short of Ottawa.
They are way the beep anyway. And Sydney,
Brampton.
It has other nicknames. We won't go into those right now. And I'm in Burlington, which is about 40 minutes outside of Toronto, closer to Hamilton.
Yeah, on a good day. Because it's an hour by GO train. So I'm not sure 40 minutes is... Oh, yes. Unless you're maximum leaded.
Hey, I have a new car. So sometimes she gets a bit zippy. And so what the really cool thing is that I met Paul during the pandemic, met Sydney online because Sydney reached out. Mm-hmm. We hadn't met in person. Met Maddie online. I don't think we met in person.
No, we were just Zoom. We were just Zoomers.
We were Zoomers. We're not actually, but we were close. And now I've been fortunate to meet everybody in person. But this whole team has not been in the same space yet.
Nope.
At the same time.
Not the same physical space. Yeah, I know.
I feel like we need to meet at the Apple is what I'm leading to.
Oh.
I feel like we need... Right.
Her master plans come to fruition.
No pun intended.
Come to fruition. Fruition, exactly.
That.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I love about that is that we are able to get together regardless of geography because of technology and bring all the lived experiences together. And that's why today's a bit of a mashup because we each show up based on our topics today, like very differently. Right. So for me, I will kick off with my weirdness that my sensory issues focus actually mostly on smell and light. I'm ADHD and we have neurospiciness through our whole family. So me and my daughter are ADHD. My son is autistic ADHD and dyslexic, and my husband is dyslexic. For me, it's smell and light. Light's a huge issue for me. Like the least amount of light, the better. Bright, you all I think have similar light issues. Like what's the worst place to go to for light for you?
The mall.
Valid.
Any place with fluorescent lighting.
Okay. Paul?
I don't I have not yet noticed any particular type of lighting that bothers me.
So no, like if it's the flickering fluorescence, you don't find
God.
yourself getting tired, or in a conference where the lighting is weird?
I don't know if I've ever put it together, but possibly. I'll have to kind of pay attention to that. But yeah, light is not a huge one for me though.
I have found, like, we go to the Canadian Leadership Summit, Autism Leadership. It's a summit, and the lighting is supposed to be set up to be accessible and inclusive. Unfortunately, what's that, Sydney?
Where is it accessible?
Sing it, sister. Like, the challenge is that if you make it, anyway, there's a whole bunch of things. The lighting gets too low for me, and I end up with a migraine.
Yeah.
And I can't see properly and all kinds of other stuff. And I know it's helpful for some, but it's a whole weird.
And the problem is with the location. And I was on the accessibility committee last year for it, not this past year, but the one before it. And I don't know how many site trips I went in and had some conversations. And I said, one of the biggest challenges is that you've got different lighting in different parts. And that can, like, the transition can be overwhelming.
It's like a roller coaster of light exposure.
Yeah, you walk in and it's bright. Then you get to the hallway between the lobby and the things, and it's dark. Then it's bright. Then it's dark. Then it's bright. Then it's dark. And then you get in the room itself, and
it's weird.
Like, it's weird because, like, they have overhead lighting, they have natural lighting, and then they have spot lighting, and it just creates this weird blend of like it's not bright and it's not dim, and it's this really weird in between.
I end up having to leave. I have to. Okay, so we'll move away from light. Anybody else
move away from the light?
Okay, no word of a lie. My mom was going in for major surgery, and it was touch and go whether she was going to come back out again and not have wings. And I went, okay, Mom, when you're going in, if you see a light and it has white sparkly person in it that looks like God, just say no thank you. And then the nurses are killing themselves laughing. And one says, what if it's a surgical light? Like, it looks like it's in an OR. I said, Mom, if it looks medical, that's okay. But if it looks sparkly and there's wings attached, just say no thank you. And she was cracking jokes all the way. Anyway, she did come out of the surgery. That's not a sad story. What about clothing?
No tags. You're it.
No capes. No tags. Paul, clothing?
Yeah, shirts have to be cotton. I can't wear like this cooling, wicking garbage
itchy
stuff. Yeah, I
yeah.
can't wear that. Yeah.
What about linen?
Oh, I love linen.
Oh, see, I don't like linen.
I can't.
I don't like linen.
I like linen.
No,
I can't wear it because
only
I don't iron.
Only John Lennon.
I won't iron. So
iron, yeah, one iron to rule them all. Here's the challenge: is that a lot of women's clothing, Sydney,
it's ironic.
Yes,
is made out of the weirdest, stinking, scratchy polyester foobar fabric.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite clothing stores is Susie Shear.
Yep.
But I mostly now buy. It's hard. It's hard because sometimes I want to buy things online, but it's like you don't necessarily know the
can't
material.
You can't scratch and sniff.
Yeah. But then, so me and my mom went to an outlet recently of Susie Shear, and it was so. Going back to your thing about lights, Elizabeth, it was so bright in there. And then it was raining outside, so I wore a jacket. So then I was also overheating inside. And then I'm just like, and it was
can't touch
difficult.
This. Chat for you, Missy.
But I realized, like, I had moments from when I was a child, and and going to the mall, going shopping, and having these. I'm just like, and I feel like every day I learn more about myself. I'm just like. Like I was like, and then
like a meltdown made sense.
Yeah, and I even I had to wear
I
wear my sunglasses. My sunglasses help reduce some of the impact of the light, but then sometimes I can't fully see the coloring of the clothes. It's just a whole thing. But then like sometimes I feel fabrics when I'm shopping. I literally like,
yeah, me too.
I have a visceral reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And I love going shopping with my mom too, because she's like, "Oh, don't like that fabric." I'm like, "Yeah, you're not gonna like it either." Like,
no.
But so many fabrics these days, it's just like, how does that fabric even make sense on this item of clothing? You know, it's a whole issue.
I have to have at least 50% cotton in my tops, in my shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we need 3 tags? 3 tags, people. And not the nice ones that sort of sit in the back or are printed on the fabric. But 3 tags. Normally they don't bother
nice
me.
Tags.
There are
no nice tags.
Like socks don't bother me.
The only tags that are nice are the ones that are like actually printed inside and on the thing. I used to drive my mom crazy as a kid because I would rip the tag out of every single item of clothing I'd have, which of course would sometimes leave holes in it, which would make it not last as long. And also I was very hard on clothes.
You not have scissors? Like, I don't mean to, I'm not making fun, because I can imagine like the level of,
in the moment when you're actually freaking out, when you're absolutely freaking out because like it's just wrong, you don't think of scissors as an 8 or 9-year-old little kid. You think, stop totally the pain, rip.
Yep.
But that's a huge, and then that can get compounded, right? So one of the reasons we're changing this a little bit today is because we can then have intersectionalities. So if we have sensory issues, I have an acute sense of smell. I used to have an extremely high level of hearing, and then I went deaf in one ear, and that was great because it kind of evened shit out for me. Paul, do you have something printing in the background or somebody? Nothing? It's so weird because your little voice thing is going, but your mouth ain't moving. Your lips ain't moving.
Oh, and your chair. When you're moving your chair, we're hearing it.
My chair is it's practically brand new, and it doesn't. Do you hear that?
It's not. It's like...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. I hear you rocking back. Yes, very much so.
Oh, no. I was hearing something.
Every little move you make.
Every noise you
Every breath I take.
Yes. I'll be watching you, Mike Wazowski. I'll be watching.
I love her. Roz. Anyway.
And that's just one of the sound directors.
If you are in a situation, you need to use the chat. You are on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, intersectionality. So we came on this morning, and both Maddie and Sydney are intersectional with other compounding issues that make sense to tag into pride disability. So, Sydney, whatever you're willing to share, how would you say that your intersectionalities around disability impact sensory issues?
How do I say it? Just like it impacts everything. Like
I was gonna say everything.
Like, and it's so like it's so frustrating because then it's like sometimes like I know it's not in my head, but sometimes and then I have also mental health struggles, and that's a type of disability, right? And so it impacts like somebody that can only wear certain clothes, or sometimes clothes are really hard some days because it's like I want to feel my best, but sometimes it's a struggle to put on some clothes, and then the sensory issues, and then right now, for example, I'm always in some kind of pain, but my pain's like in like overdrive right now, and like really high right now, and so any little thing, and then in sensory, it's like I'm less able to. It makes it's even harder because it just makes it more. It's more. I can't process
amplified?
it as well. I can't amplified, and I can't filter it as much. It's just like any little thing. It's just like it's like I'm already so I don't want to say fragile, but just like I'm
on edge.
That's a good word.
Yeah,
That's a good word.
That
yeah.
It's just like any little extra stimuli. It's just like that. I don't. It's like nope, too much. So
yeah, I changed my shirt 3 times before we came on today. Because if it's hot, plus I have a hot flash, plus I'm in a fabric that I feel like I have a pair of shorts that I just soaked in vinegar because they are some kind of, Paul's face is like, what? It's a cotton polyester blend with a little bit of nylon in it. And 2 of those ingredients are okay. 1 is not. And so to soften them, you soak them in white vinegar, and it helps to like break down the fabrics and soften the fabric. I'm hoping, because as soon as I put them on, like I think it was yesterday, I literally walked outside and went, nope, nope. Trapped the heat, immediately became itchy. It was like somebody had put, I think it's called a hair shirt or something. Have you seen The Big Bang Theory where Leonard has to wear the itchy sweater to simulate how much losing a video does to Sheldon?
It sounds kind of familiar.
Anyway, he's like this the whole episode. That's what those shorts are like. So according to sources, vinegar will soften clothing, certain clothing. Don't use it with every piece of clothing because I don't want to be responsible for your new clothing bill. But jeans in particular, it will soften them and
I can't wear jeans.
What's that?
I can't wear jeans.
Tell me more.
Sensory nightmare.
Okay, like what does that look like? I can only wear jeans.
I think it's, and I feel like my legs also feel constricted in them, which again I think I feel like I remember I used to wear jeans. And then I started wearing leggings, and I was like, "Oh, it feels like my leg can almost like breathe. Like I felt like it was like so tight too on my leg."
Yeah, same.
And there's another quick point I want to make. So, like, some days I mostly work from home, and sometimes if I am having a lot of sensory difficulties, like I keep wearing the same shirt over and over again, and
because it's safe.
I know it's like I'm like this is a good shirt, but sometimes I try the shirt another time, and it won't be safe anymore, which is annoying. But that like my family's like, you keep wearing the same shirt again and again. I'm like, because I know it's gonna work. It's working this week. It's working.
But this week is the huge issue, right? Because especially if you are dealing with intersectionalities around other conditions, that can definitely impact how you're showing up, and what works one week might not work the next. We're not saying chuck it out. Like if it has worked once, it will likely work again. It just might not work
every time. Yeah.
And please try and wash it at some point in between that.
Only if you're going to go out, though. I'm just joking. I'm joking. I have a kid who wants to wear the same shirt, and I have to well, I can't threaten, so I have to incentivize heavily to get the shirt into the wash. But it's the same thing.
But that's
it's
good.
Yeah. It was making me think that there's 2 childhood stories that I think I relate to, and I think relate to this. There's The Princess and the Pea, as well as Goldilocks. Like they're the things that need to be just right, but you also feel the thing that other people wouldn't feel, but it's like you're feeling it. Yeah.
Doesn't invalidate if somebody else can't. Paul, you were going to chime in?
No, I was just going to say, no, that's good. The Princess and the Pea was autistic. It's interesting. If she could feel that.
You know what? No, you're not wrong. Could be.
My daughter, when she was young, and we hadn't pieced together the neurodivergent part yet. Well, why I have no idea. Mainly because it was 20 years ago, but and we had a doctor that said girls aren't autistic. Yeah, and
we're trying to be a no swearing podcast,
right? I know
it makes it very difficult.
Yeah. So,
well, I'm trying to keep the F word down to a minimum, but for fuck's sake.
One.
So she she could not wear jeans because of the seams and
Ooh, what does that mean?
the seams on the jeans that ran down the insides of your legs.
Yeah.
Oh, she could feel those.
Yeah. And so
Okay.
we ended up discovering that if she was going to wear pants that were tight, that were going to touch her legs, they had to be tight. They had to touch everywhere at the same amount. So like leggings and
So
tights
she wasn't
and stuff.
navigating different pressure
Right,
points.
right. And if they were otherwise they had to be loose. They either had to be loose
Yeah.
and not touching her and not constricting in certain areas, or they had to be tight all over.
Yeah.
And so
I'm the
yeah,
same.
that was an interesting.
Yeah.
We had a few meltdowns
See, I
in
like
the
the
mall.
squeezing fat. I don't like leggings. I will not wear leggings in public. I will maybe wear them in the house for pajamas. They're not something I'm comfortable wearing out in public. But back in the 1980s, when I was a good bit smaller, you wore jeans so tight you had to lie down on the bed with a coat hanger. Oh yeah, and that made me so happy. it was like my own squeeze machine. Oh yeah, instant calm down. I mean, you could not breathe in these things. You looked great. And then on top of that, we would flip the jeans inside out. Look at Sydney's face. She's like, what is this fresh hell? And we would take
I'm literally shaking inside.
Me too.
we would take safety pins and make the legs even tighter and then flip the jeans inside out and walk around with skin tight jeans that we'd yanked up with a coat hanger and safety pins. So obviously my sensory issues are not that bad because if I can walk around in that contraption and be totally fine.
Okay. So here's the thing. We've been talking about the things that ick us and a little bit about the things that we like, but sensory is both what we really like and what works for us, as well as what absolutely drives us crazy. So you just said something about it. Your sensory issues weren't as bad. Actually, you're just different.
Not the first time I've heard that. That any type of So then, being very thin and whatever. Oh yeah, like the tighter the better. Still have a struggle on top. Like this is a lady fabric blend, which is okay because it's soft, but not natural. But anything like I don't know what it. People, if you are in design for women's business wear, can you shake your head and stop making that fabric that is just like Satan's bunghole? Like it is. Please. And but you laugh, but honestly, over 60%, I would say, of women's business clothing for tops is this awful, scratchy.
So like, you're saying it's 40% cotton, 60% Satan's bunghole.
There's no cotton, man. There's no cotton. Cotton has never touched this piece of there's nothing natural about this. Satan spat it out in a big bolt of fabric and said, make all women's clothing from this, is what he did. Big jerk. So anyway, sorry. I have strong opinions about that. I have to do what Sydney does. I have to walk around a women's clothing store. I cannot buy anything online unless I've bought from there before. And I've had the same, and I check the label and whatever, because it'll arrive. I bought a pair of what I thought were like normal jeans. And they arrived and they were the stiffest, scratchiest, most awful, put them on, immediately took them off. It was brutal. And I got to walk around stores touching things. And then hopefully I've remembered to wear jeans or something cotton so that I can get that feeling off my fingers. And I know a lot of women with ADHD have the same issue.
Oh, sometimes when I touch different fabrics, okay, so growing up, I would help my mom and everybody pick out the fabrics because I just sort of instinctively knew what colors worked well with us. Like little did we all know I was everybody's gay best friend way before we knew that. So the same thing as helping my sister pick out clothes. I just kind of knew what worked best, but I hated touching most of them. And sometimes when I touch them, my fingers would feel like they're on fire, and I wouldn't be able to touch other things for quite a while. It would just be so overwhelming. It's just this is a memory that's just coming back to me now. Thanks, Celine Dion. Now I have those same issues, but I know to generally avoid it. And also I make sure to have like an opposite thing that's really, really soft and fluffy.
Yeah.
Like I can't, there's a lot of toys I can't touch, and most of the sensory things, especially the gooey squishy.
I love those.
No.
Where's my Hulk head? I've lost my Hulk head. Oh, no, there it is.
Hulk smash. I don't even like looking at it,
but
it's
got a super creepy thing that comes out of the. Oh, it's awesome. But then I also have my soft potato.
Yeah.
And what else do I have? I like the metal ones. Paul, we always go through this. I think it was Paul that. Paul's got his and stuff. So, Paul, do you find with your 4 kids that you've had to navigate potentially different sensory issues for each of them? Okay. If you're not watching and you're listening, yes. Paul's face just went, yes.
Paul forgets that this is mostly audio only.
Right.
We can see each other.
It's fine. We just have to remind, what we have to do is make a part of the process and remind Paul that we are.
We're live.
Okay.
Well, I can see you all, so I assume they can see me all.
That everybody else? Well, they can once we get the little crab all finished. We're going to have all kinds of videos.
He's done.
Krabby.
The crab's done. That's a whole nother story, folks. So you have 3 girls and a boy.
I do.
All have different levels of neurospiciness.
Correct.
Maddie also, Maddie's eyebrows are going off their head. Maddie also has. But are your kids non-binary as well, Maddie?
No. I have one that's occasionally is gender fluid, but mostly female, occasionally blends into a middle. Yeah.
But 3 boys and a girl for the sake of this discussion.
What? 3 girls and a boy. We both have 3 girls and a boy. You said 3 boys and a girl.
Well, you did name one.
You totally misgendered the whole family.
Well,
you got it all wrong. You got it all wrong today.
So Paul, with your 3 daughters and son, and a couple of them are intersectional as well. Did you have to discover, like, did each kid present with different stuff that you had to figure out, or did you see some consistencies?
100%. 100%. Yep. Not one of them is the same.
See these damn kids. Like, could you all just show up and come with a manual?
Right.
Yeah. I have never seen anybody in my life strip as fast as my daughter. She will walk in the door from like a formal event or something she's had to dress up for or workwear or whatever. And she's got it down to an art. And will walk in the front door, like basically look at me and say, nope. And she's upstairs and in her room and in a sloppy t-shirt and a pair of legging shorts or whatever within, like, it's like a quick change, Taylor Swift, and divests herself.
And then you won't see her till midnight.
It's just another reason to thank God I was born a man. Because even my dress clothes are not that bad. You know, like
dress clothes for women are brutal.
Okay. We are all 3 of my daughters and I are also similar to your daughter. The moment when we get in, the first thing is goddamn socks. Boom. Socks are only for shoes in our mind.
Our house, you know what? You say that now. But here's the funny thing. My autistic dyslexic son with his ADHD, if he has socks on, they rarely come off, regardless of the situation.
Inertia.
Whereas my husband and my daughter divest themselves of socks as quickly as possible. I just avoid socks at all, like any opportunity, but I hate cold feet.
Yeah.
We have I put a sock basket at the bottom of the stairs for Kat to put socks on where she takes her shoes off, and like a sock where the socks, the used socks go and the new socks are. And that we instituted that 2 years ago, and so the socks do not end up as she upstairs.
They're all through my house. They're everywhere. Plus, our dog loves everybody's socks and feels like he's a very good boy. When he brings you socks from somewhere in the house, he will go into my husband's dirty laundry basket and grab the socks to then bring out to you like he's gone and, taken down a bear. He's 14 pounds, by the way, just for like the bear would eat him in one chunk. But that's what I find fascinating. So the other point that was brought up before, and Maddie immediately agreed, when you're looking at it from a disability perspective, if you happen to be intersectional with being neurodivergent and then having either a secondary primary issue or one that's done to you, like in Maddie's case, Maddie was not born needing a wheelchair, was not born needing accommodations around certain physical limitations. They had it thrust upon them, much like forms of greatness. Did you find that, Maddie, when you had it thrust upon you, Paul, I love you, but I'm muting you. There's something in the background with Paul. It's like a tertiary conversation.
It's like me in the Google.
I know it's so. Paul needs an omnidirectional microphone. Something that just picks up.
Their face says that they're looking at what's going on. So, Maddie, you would have spent the majority of your life with sort of first level sensory issues, and then ended up with your car accident. Did you find that impacted?
Well, so interestingly enough, since the car accident, I have become hypersensitive to cold. It's if it's 15 degrees out, my hands and my arms can feel cold. I have in my jacket, I have some really thin gloves that I will put on sometimes in the middle of summer. Like if I'm in and sometimes I feel like I massively feel the difference. So if it's like 32 out and I go into a Walmart, sometimes the Walmart can feel like I've just jumped into an iceberg, and it takes a lot of time for me to recalibrate to be able to and also like their lights, the sound of their damn air conditioning or heater. There's just so many, and sometimes like the lighting is a particular type that actually makes me sick. So yeah,
would that be from the? So sorry.
Yeah,
so
and this has all been since the accident.
The flicker.
I haven't been able to figure it out, but I when I moved to Smiths Falls, oh no, I gave away where I live. Not like you can look me up and not find me there.
You're kind of all over the internet, friend. So.
I know, and my daughter loves it. My daughter loves it. Yeah.
The ship has sailed, and we've landed here on this lovely podcast.
You're out of the closet, out of the box, out of the there's all the outs. You're all out.
Yeah, out of the blue. So when we moved here 2 years ago, and I was going to Walmart a few times, I felt like my body was under attack. I felt dizzy. I felt sick. I'd get out of there, and the moment I got out into the fresh air, I would start feeling better. But it took a lot out of me.
And that was after the accident.
Yeah. So before I had the accident, for example, every December, every Walmart and other places, the Salvation Army kettle things, that it would strip me down to my utter soul, and I had several major meltdowns where I completely fell apart, and to the point where I tend to avoid Walmart in December because of it. if I have to go in there and I see them, I say, please, I am extremely sensitive to this sound of your bells. Can you wait until I leave before you ring them again? I hear them and it really affects me. And usually they're okay with it. And if they aren't, then I leave immediately. Whatever I was going to get, I leave it, go. I did not experience. I think the issue I have with bass, like it hurts me.
With
bass, what? This intense bass sound, like I feel vibrations now in a really. I'm extremely sensitive to vibrations. So bass, like I was at I took my daughter to a Katy Perry concert last summer, and the opening act, Rebecca Black, I was able to handle it, no problem. It was great. My AirPods lowered the sound down, so it was fine. But the moment the Katy Perry concert started, they just jacked up the bass, and I could not be there anymore. So I had to make my way into the big hallways outside of the thing, and to get to a point where I wasn't hurting anymore. But yeah, these are things that, like, I have experienced sensory issues a lot as a kid, even as an adult. But the intensity level of them, and the just the different weird new things like bass. My body, because of the spinal cord injury, my body is relearning everything, but the pathways aren't the same, and so I think sometimes it's the spinal cord issue plus the already intense way that I react to sensory, sort of blends and melds, and which means that, like, really soft things, like when I find a sensory that's really good, it's amazingly good. But when it's off, it's
amazingly bad.
Yeah, debilitatingly bad.
Sydney, do you remember when we were in? And Paul, I tried to unmute you again. I don't know what's going on in the background. Please feel free to unmute when you have something wise to say. But there's a weird little dialogue situation going on underneath, and the relief on Sydney's face when you stop. You're being distracted. When I muted you, tells me it's not just me hearing it. So I don't know what's going on. We need to figure that out, because I love when you just pop in. So Sydney, do you remember when we were doing Employment Works? And so Sydney came out one day, and we ended up going around 4 stores.
I think we went to 3.
3? We did some high level research of what was in the area to go and get sensory stuff for the classroom. And Employment Works is a program that's developed to help adults who are either trying to get into a career or a job, are pivoting, have had to leave a job because of a variety of issues. And what we were noticing is that some folks needed some kind of distractive fidget, but I didn't want them to be kiddie ones. I wanted a variety. I shouldn't say because the point's been made that for some folks that's completely okay. I just wanted to make sure that there were options that appealed to all levels of individuals. And I had picked up a bag from Value Village, of all places, which was a mixed bag of tricks. And then Sydney was very kind and tried them out for me. Their sensory issues are way different than mine. I mean, your feedback on that was invaluable, because I was going to go in willy-nilly and just buy a bunch of shit. What did you, in that experience, what did you experience that day?
When trying the different ones out?
Yeah.
It was interesting because I was really trying to also put myself in the shoes of our participants. And even there was some things I'm like, this could work for some, but then even like, I was like, if Maddie comes in, this could maybe be a problem for Maddie. Right? Even taking that into consideration. There was one that it was a thing. But just being able to test things out and to see what worked and seeing what could actually, and it was actually from that experience, and then now actually seeing how they were being used in the classroom was like, it was interesting to see when people were kind of hesitant at first, or they were intrigued by them, but they didn't, and it was also interesting to see even just like what people gravitated towards, and seeing, and then from there seeing how it would add and contribute to them contributing to the classroom, contributing more to discussion, and also how it's used in different ways, like, and some would really just help them focus in that moment. Some would just like, if they had a moment where they feel like they needed a moment of calm, they would take. We had like little bunnies, and so using them for calming situations. Elizabeth went, chucked it.
I may or may not have used some of the fidget toys as weapons, but I did try to pick the soft ones. I had one out just earlier.
We have throw stuffies, little small. I have a collection of here. Yeah. Yeah, we've got these small little stuffies that we call throw hamsters, because we used to just use small things that were hamsters, and they were they loved being thrown.
I'm assuming the hamsters didn't have a heartbeat, like we weren't chucking live attack gerbils at people.
It's gerbil warfare.
We're letting Paul back in because I feel like Paul's been doing some. I can see that Paul has been doing some exploration to try and determine the source of the.
Is it better?
It's
the warble.
It's still going on?
I think it's just picking up from your house.
Yeah, it's picking up every sound in your house. Yeah.
You got a lot of people in there.
Yeah, every little sound, like whatever I'm hearing, like the taps, clicks. That I'm hearing a whoosh of like cars going by.
There's no cars going by.
No, there's no. Yeah. That I don't.
Oh, that hurt. Oh, is your microphone inside your headset?
Yes.
Oh, it's you.
It's you. It's everything you move. It's picking. Yes. It's your beard. Like, it's picking up. Yes. Oh my God.
Speaking about sensory challenges.
All right.
You're the conduit. All right. So it's your headset.
Paul is a sound machine. Okay, that was a lot of yelling. Poor Sydney's having a moment there.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm overstimulated.
Well, we're luckily we're wrapping up soon. So, but
what we're talking about.
My other thing, Sydney. So like Maddie's an excellent example of when something that can, from a disability perspective, develop without, warning. And then would you say that the health condition that you deal with that contributes to sensitivity, because that would have come on gradually, would it not?
So my doctor said, so I was diagnosed autistic, and then that led to, and then I was masking, but in those aspects led to some mental health challenges, and the mental health challenges is actually also linked to the other condition. So they're all interconnected.
Oh, so so could we say that on the days where mental health might be taking a bit of a shit kicking, that the other condition flares up?
It's all connected over here.
We're all in this together.
Maddie, Sydney's just shared that they're overstimulated, so we're just gonna dial back the diva just a scooch.
And my back isn't like it's throbbing.
Yeah, like you and I, we break into song, so I say that with love because it's every power of my being to suck the song in. But they're already, so we're gonna just.
Yep.
So that's an interesting. I wonder how sensory issues change. One, as we become aware of layers of disability,
Mm-hmm.
But 2, as we age and mature, is some of the instinct to downplay the impact of sensory issues and to minimize the impact, potentially, because we recognize that sometimes reactions or, I think, Maddie, I think you were extremely brave to ask Walmart Santa. I think it's good. So I'm saying this with way to go.
Kudos.
But so many folks would not advocate. And so this is just a group reminder that if we meet up around Christmas, Paul, we need you to leave the bells at home. If we're just saying. Are you on mute? You are.
Yeah, I'm on mute. I'm overstimulating everybody.
You're not.
No, I really came in overstimulated.
Yeah, Cindy came to the party.
I'm right on that train.
What bells?
I'm at a 0.
Oh dear. 0 spoons? We're going to get into the spoon conversation in a second. The joke I'm saying is because we started at the beginning of never all being in the same room at the same time. If we happen to have an opportunity and it's at Christmas time, I'm saying as our resident Santa, we need you to bring all the Santa to the party except the bells, is what I'm explaining. Otherwise, Maddie will walk out. Or roll out, as the case may be.
It's the Salvation Army folks that ring the bells. Not I haven't seen too many Santas with the bells. They just slay.
I have bells.
Paul has bells. This is why I'm being proactive in saying that Paul has bells.
I have a big leather strap
So
with beautiful bells on it.
And
We've
see more than just slay.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of spoons, one of the things we've been talking about off and on is using spoons as a measurement of what capacity people are at when they show up. And we've started using that in our team meetings. And so for us, it's a spoon of 1 to 10. You either, for a representation, 0 spoons means you got nothing. Like you got no capacity. Your sensory issues could be off the chain. Filter could be nothing, and you're just not able to show up that day as your best self.
I think you can tell I'm not trying.
You're not at your best self, but you're not, I wouldn't say you're a 0 either, because you've done extremely well.
I feel like it's interesting because I feel like I'm going to say something sweet. Don't say aw. But you guys are giving me a bit of spoons right now. But...
It's not one.
I can hear you say it in my brain. That's why I gave that preface. But yeah, and then it's interesting because I took a shower this morning, and that both gave me a bit of spoons, but also depleted my spoons at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Which there's a myriad of reasons why that happens, especially with me. Yeah.
Do you find that the variation of temperature in the shower can throw you, and what was a good shower becomes an absolute nightmare?
Yes.
Yeah. We had to really watch that with my son when he was a baby. He had extremely sensitive skin, and he is also diagnosed with hyperacuity. I'm working on a project, and I have a binder that is 4 inches thick that has all of my son's reports, doctor's notes, like everything I could collect on him, school notes. I have emails to the superintendent of education saying, thanks for taking my son's support away. That was awesome of you. Once emails started, I was the bane of the school board's existence. So I was like, tracking everything, people. It's all going into email. And, we should be dancing. It's 10 o'clock. Is Alexa broken? What is that?
There you go.
It's time to stand up and stretch. Let's take a break for 10 minutes.
No maracas. No maracas. No maracas. We got a sensory issue.
That's all I can give you today.
What?
That's all you're getting.
But I love how Maddie went from full, like, John Kerry mask to, like, that was the best pivot I've seen in a while. So from a spoon, we'll just circle back to the spoons. Because at the very beginning, one thing we started talking about was how it impacts mental health and how our physical state can definitely make sensory issues better or worse. And sensory issues would be what I would consider an invisible disability, because you would not look at me and know that I'm extremely sensitive to fabrics. You would not look at me and know that extremely bright lights like literally make me want to get up and run out of the room. Mm-hmm. I can't, like, my office is all lit with lamplight, and in the middle of winter when I have to turn on the overhead light, that's not a good day for me. It by the end of the day, I find bright light exhausting, and it taps my ability. I have to, and I don't know if either of you would have noticed, but I tend to get up and walk out of conferences a lot.
Yes,
and not that I'm leaving. Yeah. And it's a combination of dealing with the lights and sometimes dealing with
people
stuff. Yeah. Thank you. People. So but that's our ability. I'm an introvert by nature, which I think off the top of my head is a form of a sensory issue, right? Introversion and extroversion around, to Sydney's point, where we get energy. If we show up, certain people can add spoons to our day and other people can suck the spoons out of us. And if I'm dealing with itchy fabric, I wore the wrong shoes, like whatever it is on top of that, then my capacity to deal with stupid is a lot less. And I already have a filter issue, meaning that most of the time, whatever I think either shows up on my face or comes out of my mouth. And so I think we need to be more cognizant of the fact that if folks are also dealing with a secondary issue or a tertiary issue, would you say, Maddie and Sydney, I would say you're like tertiary, right? Because we have autism, we have ADHD, we have sensory issues, and then we have a physically disabling situation going on. That varies from day to day. All of those vary from day to day.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Go you.
Hit the jackpot.
And then Paul and I are so far physically okay, I think, aren't we? They're not talking like that. Now they're just being saucy.
No, Paul's pretty nice.
I unmuted you. But then we both have kids that we've had to learn. It took me a couple of years to figure out everything for Thomas. I knew fabrics right away. I knew because he had sensitive skin. I was very fortunate, never had a huge reaction to clothing, but proactively, I put him in 100% cotton. And proactively 100% cotton sheets. Wherever I could have natural fibers, I tried to do that for him. But as much as we're exploring it for our kids, what I'm hearing from Maddie and Sydney is that you are in an ongoing journey to figuring out what sensory is for you, how that relates to disability, and how you have to advocate for that.
Yeah, it's like, if it was just the same stuff all the time, we could probably figure it out and navigate it. But we get hit with stuff like that's just like all of a sudden there's a new issue that we're navigating, and it's like starting from scratch, and it's we start with overwhelm and then try to figure out, where is it coming from, and then how do we avoid it. Yeah, so like the issue with the menu that I was looking at.
That was extreme, and I'm not making fun. Like I never thought about it before.
It was like the vertigo that happened so quick and was extremely painful. I lost the ability to speak and think. It took me about an hour and a half before I was functional, but I was not okay. Not okay. Yeah. It was bad.
So what had happened with that, folks, is that we were on a meeting and we were talking about different breakfast places. And Maddie, one of the reasons I'm sharing this is because sensory issues come into user experience design. When you're looking at websites, when you're looking at restaurants, when you're looking at a variety of spots. And we went on the Pure and Simple website, which happens to be one of my favorite breakfast places. And all Maddie did was click on one of the menu items. And what corresponded to that was the website scrolling its entire menu in front of them and to get to the spot for the crepes or the waffles or whatever it was. It's irritating, but I had never considered that of what that could be from a triggering perspective. It's much like strobe lights. You see all of those warnings on movies and stuff. And Paul, I'm going to pick on Paul for a second, because Paul does a lot of stuff with user experience design. And because he's an e-learning creation specialist, and somebody's tapping. Who's getting it? Somebody's getting muted. It's Maddie. And you have to consider any experiential design as well. You can nod or say yes or something.
I'm waiting for the question. I'm just
okay. I just need you to validate that I'm not saying the wrong things. That's essentially right. Video production as well, but I feel like from the e-learning design and the experiential learning design, has that ever factored into your decisions? Like what somebody's sensory experience could be with that?
I guess it would depend on, so yes, and lighting is already something that cameras, if a light flickers, a camera will pick it up 10 times worse than a person. So it actually gives me a potentially, when I look at video footage that was shot in fluorescent lighting, or it was shot in LED lighting that doesn't have a high CRI, which is a light quality measurement, then it can flicker and it can cause all kinds of issues with the video. So it makes me wonder if those who are sensitive to light issues, that's interesting, because, our brains process at like 24 frames a second or something like that, like how our eyes view. And then when you film, you can pick the frame rate. So sometimes I have to adjust the frame rate depending on the flicker of the thing. So I wonder if those of us with sensory issues, when it comes to light, if we just process at a different speed than others. Because if you're processing at a higher speed, then you're picking up the flickering that others may not. So that when I see a video that I've recorded, I play it back and I see the flickering, it drives me insane. So I'm wondering, I wonder if that's how others see it. So I'm already cognizant of that, because it ruins it almost like takes everybody into that sensory issue if you're filming with bad lighting.
One question is, okay, so if people are seeing things or processing things at different speeds, could the changes that you're making to not affect you, could they be affecting others? And interesting, we measure frame rate in hertz. And sometimes if it's flickered too much, it really hurts.
Right. So yeah, so just switching LED lights will not fix the issue if you're buying really cheap LED lights, because LED lights flicker. They just flicker at a different pace than a fluorescent light does. So the higher the CRI value on a light is, the less prominent the flickering is. So
I never knew that.
It is flickering at a faster rate that your eyes can't, or your camera won't sense, even at a high frame rate. Like I could be shooting something in 120 frames a second, and it still won't pick that up, because the high CRI value lights are, they're practically solid. Most people's brains don't pick those up. So if you're looking out to buy lighting for your house because you have a sensory issue, then watch that CRI value. And if it's not listed, then I would probably avoid it, because you can even buy bulbs that are high CRI values, like 95
which
and
I'm
higher.
now going to look for, because I never knew that.
Yep.
And lighting is my biggest bugaboo. Do you find now, I'm going to ask this to everybody to wrap up. So when we began at the beginning, we shared, all of us are neurospicy. All of us have a variety of sensory issues, right? So Paul mentioned that it's 100% cotton for shirts, right? Predominantly. Although they do like linen, which makes me think you're a low functioning sociopath, but that's okay.
Not the first time I've heard that.
What's that?
Not the first time I've heard that.
You and me both, brother. And then, Maddie has, I know with Maddie, there's scent. I've unintentionally created an issue once, and then I have found a resolution and it happens once, and then I learn and I'm cognizant and I try and be proactive. But, the value of intersectionality around their sensory issues. We've all agreed that tags are just jerks. And then Sydney has shared, we both have the issue around women's clothing made out of Satan's armpit hair. Like, it's just awful. But as we've learned about ourselves, and then we've learned about ourselves through our kids, or we've learned ourselves through our life experience, do we then apply that lived experience to what we do and how we show up? Right? As Paul has worked with me, and I think, Paul, you would agree that when you came in and we started working together, we did a lot of talking about neurodivergence and what that meant and how it, right? And then all of us have shown up with now this different lens because we've learned from each other. We've gone on and done continuous learning and whatever. Does that now influence how we show up for others when we design things, when we coach, when we speak, whatever we do? I'd like to posit that for our wrap-up thought, because I think we need to. One, I don't think we can help it.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
It becomes habitual. But how do we help folks recognize what's a sensory issue, how their disability might impact that, and then how to advocate in a respectful way? I think we're going to have to do a part 2, is what I'm saying.
So I don't have a lot of sensory issues or clothes, but I wonder how people deal with more and more. Even shops have now have you have to wear a team shirt, or you have to it's always been in fast food where it's polyester everything.
Uniforms.
Yeah, but even in a lot of shops that I go to, the guys on the shop floor all have on company shirts, and they're all, you have no choice in that matter of what they're made from. So I wonder how people deal with that. That's got to be something. So to me, it's educational, right? If you can teach somebody that how it actually feels, or how it, that it actually is a thing, then the companies can then make small changes. You asked me if I make changes. I do make changes in my e-learning. Since I learned about different learning styles and making it more inclusive. Thank you, Sydney. You worked with me on that last project, and
You're welcome.
We have another one coming up.
We were able to go back, and I'm learning, right? So we did a pretty good job at first, because we've talked about this stuff before, but being able to have Sydney come in as an expert and look at it from that lens and say, okay, here's some of the metrics that you're not hitting. You need higher contrast here, or you need different things for accessibility. That's helped educate me, so I'll do better on the next project. So education is the biggest piece of it all.
I agree. And I think the sharing model, and now I'm tempted to put out on in a small group on Facebook, for example, with my network, and say, any other women suffer with clothing made from Satan's armpit hair? And where do you shop to be able to find nice, affordable, because it's hard.
Yeah, I like Giant Tiger.
What's that, Sydney?
I like Giant Tiger.
Oh yeah, I love Giant Tiger. I think
Giant
everything
Tiger.
I'm wearing. Giant Tiger.
We don't have a Giant Tiger, so stop bragging. We don't have one in the area. You drive to Hamilton or somewhere. I don't know. So to wrap up, folks, we've tried to mishmash this one. I think we're going to have to do mishmash part 2, because I think we've unpacked some stuff that, your lived experience around sensory issues, it shouldn't, what's the phrase I'm looking for? It shouldn't dictate how you show up, but I would hope that it makes you more cognizant about how you show up, and that sensory issues, we need to be more understanding, and we need to be more cognizant and get away from shaming. If somebody who is, 40 odd years old needs to have a stuffy to help them, like, who gives a hoot? Like, people are running around doing far worse than walking around with a stuffy. Namaste. So
that's the one thing I like about some of the like Nido and things like that are sold as sensory issues, like fidgets and things like that. Just the fact that they're selling them in regular stores, they're selling them online, they're become so popular that people now understand, right, what that is. Before, the choices were, click a pen and drive everybody insane, or rattle the change in your pocket and, have me want to sew your pockets up.
Don't do it. Even knitting was.
I hate the sound of the click, 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 click. I hate that sound.
I love her. I lost my mom 7 years ago. I would do anything on this planet to hear that noise again. But I have to tell you, in the moment, I wanted to. And I was grade 5 or 6, and we were in an open concept school where the library got converted to classrooms where the walls didn't reach the ceiling. I don't know what.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was in one of those twice.
My parents moved me out of a school that had that open concept design and moved me to a school that had that was more for. But yet I didn't get any kind of diagnosis.
Well, we've helped you with that. So
right.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is, just sorry, I know we're running over, but you mentioned your mom's knitting, and I mentioned, wanting to sew the pockets of people who rattle their change. It's interesting that the things that people use to stim, we don't have the patience for because they set us off. What they're stimming is setting us off, is triggering us. Yeah. So maybe that's
Mr.
another
Hopwood,
thing to consider as well.
Yeah.
Is what you stim at home with, please, if it makes you happy, if it gives you calm, if it gives you joy, and you're at home in your four walls, please use it. Please don't worry, please use it. But if your stim is a clicky thing that you keep in your pocket and you use that at events, you might want to consider that Elizabeth might come over and throat you. Yeah.
What I was thinking earlier,
Coleman's doing his happy little Shirley Temple face.
I was thinking with this a couple times today, but I'm going to mention it now since we're at the end. But one person's gold is another person's kryptonite, and it's if we're expecting others to be able to, handle our stims, we also have to be aware about others that may have a challenge with ours. So it's there's a balance. There's a balance, and for me the way I sort of manage the balance is, if something is being done as a necessity, okay, that's got a priority. If something's being done as a preference, but there's other things to choose from, okay. The clicking. Can you for me? I would tap my hands, and I would drive people crazy. But I could shift it to my legs and just have my legs go up and down. But if you try to get me to if you try to get me to change to something that I cannot do, you will see irritability. Or as kids, you'll see behaviors.
You always have to have agency and choice over what you choose within. I was in grade, this open concept, there was a point to me introducing that. One, it was horrible for me because I cannot filter out conversations and I'm extremely nosy. And Mr. Hopwood was our vice principal. And back in the day, so this is, 1981, 82, teachers wore suits to work. I don't think that's entirely the case depending on the school, public school anyway, like primary school. He would keep a handful of change in his pocket and he would walk through the entire open concept. And if he had to stand and talk to somebody, he would jiggle the entire pocket of change, the whole conversation. Now realizing that likely Mr. Hopwood had ADHD, as I say that out loud, and required a stim or something to keep him focused. Did he have to choose the one that I could hear across the library? I think not. Not kind to the other ADHD people.
Well, again, that going back that far ago,
girls didn't have ADHD.
Well, no, but we didn't understand that, and you had no stimming choices. Like I said,
I'm completely being facetious, and I recognize, but I can't filter out certain noises. So again, it's that whole agency of choice, and how nobody in the class would have known that I could hear Mr. Hopwood's change and that it was driving me bananas because I didn't know what was going on with me either. And now I do. And I would have provided him with an alternative. Like, here's some chalk.
My agency of choice is jigglemylegs.com.
A new Earl for Maddie's collection. Okay, we're at 1:15, so we need to wrap her all up. Any final wise words?
Stay cool.
Yeah, stay frosty. A friend of mine always says, stay frosty.
But not frothy. That's wrong.
Well, depends. If it's my oat milk.
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah.
I know. Thanks, everybody. We really appreciate it. If you have any likes, comments, suggestions, whatever, please leave them in the comments wherever you're listening. We are across Apple, Spotify, you name it, we're on it. You will soon see all of our videos because Mr. Coleman and I are going to crank that out and get them up. You can see us all in person. So when Paul pauses and is nodding, you'll know what we're doing. So thank you, everybody. And we will talk with you soon. Goodbye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Ow. I can't take
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Hey, this is Elizabeth Blue from Spiro, Canada, one of your pirates on the Riff Raff podcast team. My fellow pirates include Maddie Dever from Autistic Bridge, Sydney Elaine Butler from Accessible Creates, and Paul Coleman from Creation Designs, who is our very own Arctic LARPing Santa. Thank you for joining us on the Neurospicy Seas, and we wish fair winds to you all.